for you to build an estate, you need a permit.
Okay.
For you to also build a house, you need a permit. But the unfortunate thing is there is no synergy within the government agencies. I can tell you for free, authoritatively, that there are persons in that estate that have building approval. So the question is, why would you grant building approval to a person in an estate that has not actually obtained the permit to do an estate? And the question is, agencies don't care. There are a lot of agencies, even in the built industry, they are all about revenue. So the question is, why would you grant a building approval for a building in an estate that has no permit? Let's take the Corporate Affairs Commission as an example. There are some companies you want to incorporate. They wouldn't incorporate without getting an approval in principle from the regulatory agency. To avoid a situation where the Corporate Affairs Commission would have incorporated you without obtaining the appropriate permits. But in Lagos, you discover that the agencies just continue to work. They are doing a very good job, I must confess. But the fact is, there is no synergy within the agency. And I must confess too, the developers are quite greedy. Because if you look at the way they actually get these estates, I can tell you, it is more or less synonymous to what we call Ponzi scheme.
Can you explain?
Ponzi scheme in the sense that majority of these guys do not outrightly purchase these estates. They actually render services to the local communities. One could be, oh, this community needs a developmental services. Take, for instance, they want to do a survey or a perimeter survey of the community, or they want to dredge a certain portion, or they want to construct road. So what these real estate guys do is they meet the locals, sign an agreement with them to do such transaction, and in exchange, they get the land. So whenever there is a problem or a breakdown in the agreement, it affects every other person they may have sold the land to, because they sell prior to the completion of the project. So now imagine there is a problem along the line, or you do not perform your contracts, and you have actually subscribed, and people have purchased these estates. Then it becomes a problem of people selling receipts, just like they say in quotes, not because they intend to actually do that, but because something had broken down along the line. So most of the time, they offer what they do not have. Because they hope that, oh, if this transaction go well, then the community in return would give me X, Y, Z. Or sometimes they make an application to the government, knowing fully well that it's a 50-50 thing. Take, for instance, you write the JAMB exam, and you've gotten a very high score. It is not a direct ticket for you to be admitted into the choice of course you want. So we've seen people sell land with excision in process, these documents in process. The government may likely grant it, but you don't know the extent to which the government will grant it. If you have applied for 4, the government can decide to give you